Hello and welcome, I'm Misstical. This is Misstical Gaming. We're jumping into Watch Your Realms, Ashes to Ashes, Stage 6. Let's get this done. This is about the equivalent of Stage 21. I think that's where it's aimed at with regards to the BP value. When you jump up to Stage 7, that's about the equivalent of Stage 23. So that's quite the jump for you, okay? So this is sort of Stage 21. We'll turn the pod off in a minute. Reward-wise, it's quite interesting. So you get all the normal stuff that you would expect from stage 21, but when you come on to the actual gear itself, what you're going to get is you can get Soulbound Arcana, you can get Aegis Wrath, you can get Immortal Warrior, and then you can get Warlord as well. So there's quite a collection of the mythic gear you can get, which is quite nice to see them mixing it up a little bit. And it's nice to have a little new map to explore as well, isn't it? So let's jump into this then. So right, so let's turn pod off, let's get rid of that, and then we can jump into it and have a look at the team and how it sort of plays out really. I think there'll be other combinations coming up. It's sort of a quick one just to get you through today, and then we'll sort of cover off bits I like and don't like as we go through it. I'm running with a Piercer team, and then just a mashup of sort of other bits that I found useful as I'm going across. I think I could change them up and it could work somewhat better, I think. But 2 tanks I've got. Yeah, any 2 tanks, I think, as long as you've got a nice high block, will probably be quite good. I'm using sort of more controlled. I do like the Vienna and I like Laurel, bringing them back out. Nice pairing. That works out well for me. So I'll be bringing those back out. And then we've got our fighter. I'm using Xena, but feel free to use any long-ranged fighter you like. Any of them would do. My preference is her. I like her. I think she's good. Graphically, she's good. I like the look of her. I love the way she works out. So yeah, but any long-range fighter that you've got in your arsenal, probably the longer the better. So you know you've got in your kit. Feel free to use them. So what we do is we're going through the fight, we'll sort of pause it and have a look at what the mobs do that are coming in that sort of way, and other ways you might be able to sort of work this around. Okay, so there's loads of fighters in there with some long range that you've got available to you now. Okay, BP wise, I'm quite excessive on this. I'll try and shorten it down as the days go on and we get a bit more used to it. Okay, right, let's get me out of the way a bit as well. So hopefully shrunken down and out of the way. Let's have a quick look. So the first mob we've got coming down now, he comes down on the left hand side. Now if you're Silas or whoever single target damage dealer you're using can kill him off in a 1-er, absolutely brilliant. If not, just pop a tank down there and you're good to go. Okay, so this is the first mob we've got coming out. Now he's got heavy armor. Now the thing is, if you're doing magic damage to him, he will take an extra 20%, and you can see his magic resistance is a lot lower than his defense. I'm using Silas. You might want to use your Hex in there and put it that way round, but the other mobs that come here have got light armor, so sort of pair up which way round you can do it. Okay, so whatever works for you really. But if you can't kill him straight off, I can, but we're just putting the tank down there for purposes to show that it can be tanked out. Okay, so now I know the mob's going to die, so I can call my tank back and I can get the coin cost back from there. Okay, now the next thing we've got these archers coming down. Okay, now they're going to start taking out our spare mobs around the side here. Now the archers are in light armor, so they take more damage from piercing damage. Okay, so like I say, it sort of depends which way round you want to go or which way suits you better. All right, whatever you feel you're strongest in or whatever works for your team setup. Now the other thing we do is we've got eye placing down. Now the reason we've got eye down there is because the next mob's coming down, they come around from the middle of the map and coming down. Okay, if we read a bit about their skill, they drain the user's soul force in exchange for armor protection. Death March Impaler gains high damage reduction for a period while continuously losing their own HP. Now we'll have a look at that at the time. So you don't actually have to kill them. You can sort of let them kill themselves and they will sort of drain off their own HP, probably eventually over a period of time. Now you can do some damage to them to help that, but they've got quite a high damage reduction. Now I'm using Vienna because she's got an execute, and that execute means that we haven't got to worry about it so much. There we go. We can see that tick going on there. We can see the damage ticking off on them. Absolutely great. I was only doing magical damage. That white damage is all damage they're doing to themselves. And they pick that up even while they're being frozen as well. So as long as we can slow them down, we're doing absolutely fantastically. Okay, now Vienna went off a bit early there. That's just a reminder for me to take off the auto casting. Like an idiot, I left it on. Sure, that would come around to be a pain later on when she's not at an ultimate's ready to go when I want it to be ready. But there we are. Now that execute from her is absolutely fantastic. It means I have to do less damage to them. Our tank's now ready. We can place our tank back up. As Talion, she was our tank that we used at the beginning, so there's plenty of time to swap your tank about, right? Save yourself a bit of coinage as well. Now we've got some archers coming down now, so I'm going to heal up my Silas. Now the archers are going to take out that mob just up there. I've tried a lot to save his life. Now even when I save it, it doesn't seem to make a blind bit of difference anyway. He still gets resummoned, okay, and we'll cross that bit in a minute, okay? So when the next mob comes down, we've got these archers coming down, we can take them out, they're not a great issue, but this is the next mob coming down here, okay? Sepulchral Warden. Now when they're receiving piercing damage, they're in light armor, they take 20% extra damage as well, but Wail of the Fallen, after channeling for 2 seconds, it doesn't appear they have to channel for 2 seconds. I've tried to interrupt them, that doesn't seem to stop them channeling. Yeah, tried all sorts of things, tried hitting them, I can't get them to stop channeling. It summons wraths, spirits over the corpses of fallen soldiers. Now if that soldier you save his life and he's not fallen, he still raises someone, and you can't stop him channeling either. So I haven't bothered with that plan, but if you find a way to do it, absolutely go for it. I couldn't, which is a bit of a shame. Now there you go, so I gave up, so he's now fallen. That's not an issue for me, okay? I can take out the warden at the top, that's no problem either. Now what I do have to do though is I have to get a fighter down there, okay? This is where Xena comes in for me. I'm using Xena down there, I place her upwards and she can help take out that warrior as well coming down, that now fallen soldier, right? So I take that out with Xena, but feel free to use any long range fighter you like, and you can put that fighter up as soon as you want. Now over to Vienna. Vienna, her skills all up. We can see everyone's health bar is really low, and this is why we like Vienna. Boom, we bring out that execute, everyone dies. Absolutely fantastic, okay? Really good at clearing off that massive AoE. We can get ready on the other side, we bring up Hex on the other side, and we're using our old Laurel trick. We all remember that from days gone by. So there she is, put her up there, withdraw her, boom. Hex is already up to go, and Vienna's is already halfway already, okay? So that's absolutely fantastic for us, right? We've got all the mobs coming down, and then we can just fend them off, and when Vienna's ready, they'll be down to half health, we can just clear them straight off the map. Now the next one coming down is the Death Knight Captain, okay? Now he's got some abilities, all of which we're not going to worry about. They all sound to be quite a pain to deal with. So we're getting our mobs up nice, or we're getting our heroes up nice and early. We're going to take him out before he does any of this stuff, because this stuff looks to be a pain. And it's more than I want to deal with, and he teleports and he's without damage and I don't know, all sorts of stuff, and you can't block him. Have a read through it if you want. I'm going to avoid it. I've got Ivar up there and Hex is there as well, and he hits that crossfire from both of them, okay? Hits that spot, absolutely fantastic. We can nuke him down without too many issues, all right? So boom, all good, he's gone. Now there's another couple of mobs that will come out from that right hand side as well, so we can keep our piercers up there ready to go. In between that, we've used Vienna to actually draw out some kill off some of the mobs, and now I's just putting up those crystals to slow everyone down again and making sure that they are going to kill themselves, or at least get themselves to half health, where Vienna can just zap them away again, okay? Again, here's Ivar and Hex doing their thing, absolutely great. And then once they're done, we can get rid of them as well, okay? There we go. You could have got rid of Ivar a bit earlier because that mob comes round the middle. You've got plenty of time with Hex there, okay? Laurel's ready again, so we can use Laurel again. So Vienna's all ready to go. Now, here's Silas. Silas is ready again now. He's starting to take out the archers. We know what's going to happen here. The archers are going to come through. We can take out the archers because we've got a longer range than them. There's the warden. The warden's going to raise someone whether you do anything or not. We put down our ranged fighter. We can take off the damage there. You can put down anyone you like really, because as long as your fighter's tanky enough if need be, you've got the healer covering them off anyway, alright? So that's quite nice and easy for you. Now the last bit we've really got to do is all these ads coming around from the middle. But we've got Vienna ready to go. We've got loads of skill crystals. We've got 20 more mobs to do and we should be fine. There we go. We can see they're taking that tick damage as well as all the other damage. We're doing about 1k to 16k on them depending on who's hitting them. But then they're doing 40 something k as they do that tick damage to themselves, okay, which is loads better than we do. Now if you want, you can use things like Captain Reeves to stun them up. You can use knockback heroes as well. There's plenty of heroes that do knockback. Feel free to use those. There's Laurel down. Pick her back up, and now we've got spare execute if we need it as well. Don't need it. Everyone's dead. That's it. 3-star. I don't think it's overly easy, and I think I should be able to come down in champions as well because I do somewhat overgear it. I think it would be possible to do without. But that's sort of a concept for you more than anything else. Don't say, oh, I must have these heroes more than anything else. It's more of, I've used piercers because they're stronger than the mages I've got against taking the damage, so to speak. So my piercers can do better damage against people in heavy armor than my mages can do against people with light armor. That 20% makes more of a difference to me that way round, okay? So that's why I've plumbed that way round, and there's more people in light armor than there is in heavy armor. So that was my take on it. So Ivar, there's his gear. Alright, seems to do a job. Blightcaller's cruel. Lily, nice healer. You can use any healer you like. She might take a couple of hits to make sure she's got something. Silas is probably in relatively good IR gears. Whatever IR gear you've got loafing around, chuck that on him and he will be good to go for you. Hex, you've probably all got your Hex built relatively well. Soulbound Arcana, and then his book's fully maxed out as well. But you don't have to use him. I think there are other options available for you. You can use almost any piercers I think you like there, or any other single target damage dealers that you want there. So feel free to use an Arbiter team with a Pope or an Ingrid or something like that. You could easily do these sort of things as well. It's more positioning, who you've got where and how you're going to clear off, okay? Remember, the piercers are just sort of taking those single target hits mostly on the left and the right of the map. And then we've got our tank. There she is. She's more of a DPS set than anything else. She's got a bit of self-healing, and then we've got Captain Reeves as well as our other tank. Now he's in actual tank stuff, but again, it doesn't really matter what tank you're going. I'm going for a freeze and a block and a slow down to let them do their own damage. I was going to think about using them to slow them down in even more, maybe not use a Vierna, but I comes in really handy. I think there are other options you can use instead of her. Anyone with a knockback, anyone with a slow. I'd imagine Greed is quite good up there as well. So I dare say there are plenty of other heroes you can use. Okay, just have your eye going very fast, putting down those crystals, slows everyone down. Absolutely great. There's my Xena, but again, replaceable by any ranged fighter that you want to put down. You can put them down earlier than me. I leave her to the last minute because of the way her skill works, that she comes straight out with her ultimate. But if you're going the other way around, use the more normal hero, then put them down earlier and let them build up to their ultimate. Okay, absolutely nice long range fighter, covered off by a healer, so if need be, make them a little bit tanky. And then artifact wise, that's the artifact on, but skills, she's not got all her skills done. I haven't put any skill books into her, maybe soon. Now Vierna, all I've gone for with Vierna is I've gone Cataclysm because I want the extra on her execution. Okay, so that gives me another 10% on the execution threshold as well. Makes my life a little bit easier, but that's realistically what we're going for. And then the rest of it is just other exclusive gear as well that you've got lying around. It's Cataclysm. It works nicely. She's got her own artifact on, so we've leveled that up. and that's pretty much the team. And then we've got Laurel, of course. Now she's in just some invigoration, so we can get that extra 10% going on to one of our heroes as well. I haven't even checked to see who it goes on really. Might go on Hex, might go on Vienna. I don't know which way around it went, to be honest, but you could, if you wanted to, make sure you know where it's going. Okay, that was the team I've used, and she hasn't got an artifact on. She doesn't need it. There you are. I hope that's been of some help to you, and I hope that sort of helps you out going forward with your push. All right, so some single target left and right. You've got plenty of time to swap people around on. Tanks, anyone with pushback, knocks, slows, any form of CC, so they keep taking their damage down by themselves, I think would work out well for you. And then I like Vienna. I really do. I like Vienna. I like Laurel. I think it's a nice little concept there to swap them over and to nuke them down with the execute, because the execute just does it on a percentage of their score, and they are taking their own damage anyway. Okay, makes your life a little bit easier. And then on the right hand side, any nice single target damage dealers would do you. Okay, you don't have to go piercers, don't worry if you haven't got them. The extra range does come in helpful, but I don't think it's essential, because there's not a great deal you can do about killing off those mobs before they rise the corpses. All right, that's me done. Thank you very much for your time. If you could leave me the old thumbs up, like and subscribe, would help me out massively. I'll see you all in a video again soon. Thank you very much. Cheers. Goodbye.